Today I'm going to show you how to tie a Snell type knot on either one or two hooks. This type of knot is pretty effective. You can tie it with just one hook, or you can tie two hooks in tandem. You can tie them maybe so far apart for a herring size bait if you're fishing for salmon, or using a large bait for some other type of fish. You can also tie, using this style of knot, hooks that are real close together for use with artificial squid or a hoochie. And the other nice thing about this knot is that you're left with a egg loop if you're fishing in the river for salmon and you need an egg loop. This will work well. One of the reasons I like to tie this type of knot is that you don't waste very much line, if any, and also it doesn't require any extra props. I've seen a few videos where they use a small tube or a straw, or they have some sort of hook knot tying aid. If you don't have any of that stuff, this works real well. So I'll just get started. First things first, we're just going to pass the end of the line through the eye. I usually go down the back of the shank, and then we're going to take the piece that's left, or the long part of the line, and we're going to do maybe 5 or 6 tight wraps right next to the eye. So you can follow along with me here. So 5 or 6, and then I pinch it with one hand, and I take the other end of the line and I pass it back through the eye, and I pull it through until I'm left with a loop, like so. I like to see that the loop is open, that it's not crossing yet. But what we do here is, I can get a little smaller. I like to use these 2 fingers, and we're just going to cross, go around the hook. It's kind of a different motion if you're not used to it, but you can get really fast at this. Once I have 4 or 5 times around the hook, I let it go. I repinch, it's going to spin. Lick the line or get it wet so that it doesn't burn, and you just give it a little pull. If you did it right, it should go really smooth and easy. I can snug it up. That is a really good tight knot. As mentioned before, if you're going to cut anything off, it will be very little, so almost no wasted line. And like I said, you have a loop available to you if you wanted to put some eggs in that loop if you're fishing in the river. So it's got a lot of good uses. And then as far as tying 2 of these together, the second hook, I just feed onto the line. I go down the shank through the eye and just pull all the excess through until they get to a distance that you want to achieve. Now I could tie them that close together for a squid bait, or you just adjust the distance accordingly for whatever kind of bait that you want to do. So I'm going to go longer is harder, so I'll show you how to do that. It's the same motion, I just have a hook already attached on that end. 5 or 6 loops close to the eye. Pinch it. And I'm using a really long leader, so it's a little more difficult, especially while filming. Take it, pass it back through, pull the whole length through, And again, you're going to be left with a loop. Now this time the loop needs to be a little bit bigger. As you can see there, I've got a pretty good sized loop. I also, as you can see, it kind of has a twist. I like to pull it apart so I can see that it's not twisted yet. So you want to start with it like that, and I use these two fingers. And we're going to turn and take it around the whole mess. Turn and take it around both hooks. And that has to happen 4 times would work, 5, something like that. I realize it's not the easiest knot, but it has a lot of uses, and if you do it correctly, it will work good. So I've got the whole thing pinched. It's going to twist up on you. I'm going to lick the line or get it wet. And then same thing. If you did it right, it should pull through pretty easily. We just pull hard. And what we're left with is a nice set of hooks that are tied in tandem. So next time you're tying some hooks, maybe give it a shot. And I hope you enjoyed it.